Right, and welcome to part 3 of Tail of the Dragon in Tennessee. This is going up, as I prefer to call it, the Tail of the Dragon, 318 bends in 11 miles, the opposite end to Robbinsville. So that's why I consider up, and if you're watching your GPS, the little arrow is always pointing up. So we're going up now, and we're going to show you what it's like. We've got a nice ZX14 or ZX14 and a whole trail of bikes here coming towards us. A couple of choppers there too, early school choppers, and early Harley there too. That was interesting. Let's try and get it. That might give you a better idea. And this way we'll have the new hot mix courtesy at Tennessee State Highways all the way up. It's Memorial Weekend 2024, and while the sun's out, the road's pretty much in shade because of the dense canopy, as you can see. I've sort of angled the camera up a little bit so you can see up to the top. And there's a bike going home on its trailer. Hopefully there hasn't been a problem with it. They've probably just done their run and going to take it home now. Trailer at home, as they say. And those of you in the States, well, if you want to buy a bike, no BAT, bring a trailer. BAT, a site that sells motorbikes amongst other things, and you bring your own trailer and pick it up and take it away. Maybe you bought a bike on BAT and you'd like to leave a comment about it, how it went. Was the bike as it was described? Did you have any trouble paying for it, collecting it? Any of those sort of things there would be of interest. If you've ridden Tail of the Dragon, tell us about riding it. We just had that ZX Kawasaki. We're just letting go past because once again we want to amble along so we can concentrate on what we're doing, but at the same time talk to you. If we've sort of got knees down and flat out, you can't really talk on the video. It's so much better, I find it anyhow, to do it live than to go home and sit in the studio and edit it. Apart from that, very, very rarely do I get to go home and sit in the studio and edit it. So it's more likely to be sitting there on an SD card somewhere and not out where you can see it. If I wait to go home and do the commentary, and you forget the little things that spontaneously come to your mind. We've got a car club out there. MX, Mazdas, AMG, Mercedes, all the cars are out there enjoying a lovely Memorial Day drive down the Blue Ridge Parkway. Yeah, this is more us here. So watch the cruisers go in the opposite direction, followed by the inevitable cars. Come next week or something, when the hot mix is finished on both sides of State Highway 129, right on the edge of Tennessee and North Carolina, around Robbinsville, west of Cherokee, west of Cherokee, and east at Knoxville in the Smoky Mountains, SMOKY, no E in it. Like a lot of American words, they don't follow the English spelling of them. So it's all in the Smoky Mountains. One of a dozen or more top rides that you can do, and you can include 2 of the top 10 rides in the world in the one area. Blue Ridge Parkway and Deals Gap Tail of the Dragon. Yes, they do warn you there, uneven laneways, because as you know, get the motorbike offline and get it down underneath that layer of hot mix, it's pretty hard to get it back up, and you can lose the front wheel and have disastrous results. So are out riding. It says uneven surface, to bear that in mind. Indian there making fairly rapid pace. That sheriff that we saw on the way down isn't sitting up here waiting. No, he's past him anyhow. But all the boys here are stopped. Car club, mainly Mazdas, Hyundais. They're taking a lot of photos in that ZX Kawasaki there. It's twice we passed them, once it passed us. So no doubt they'll pass us again, but you don't have to fly up and down it. And if you don't take a few photographs, unless you've got a GoPro or something mounted on the bike, or do as we're doing, you'll miss the photographs. Now, comment on the vegetation, you'd swear that there was a planted garden. We sort of stopped there when we turned at the bottom and had a look at it, and there was no end of different types of vegetation, everything from large conifers, probably 60 feet tall, birch trees about the same, maple trees, right down to little delicate ferns, and it's just a whole canopy of maybe canopy's not the right word, that's the top end of it, but certainly a lovely concoction of plants there, and they're all survived. This is snow cover in winter time here. Just concentrate on that lovely 110 degree corner there. Sweep along here. It's absolutely breathtaking ride. These little changes in elevation too, just to give the stomach a little bit of a thrill. Up and down and over. A little bit off camber here, just so you don't want to end up in the trees down there, and back to where both sides are hot mix, although they haven't matched it up real good. You get the wheel in that little groove there, and wants to take you on the wrong side of the road. No doubt they'll fix that up when they do the last bit. But lovely time of the year to come through here. All the trees have got their green leaves on them. Springtime. Snow's all melted. And everyone's out enjoying themselves. Even our friends in four-wheel vehicles are out with their noisy exhausts, as you just heard. Maserati there. Well, stop there, we're just having a discussion. We're going to make our mind up where to go. Oh, the sheriff's got him again. I don't think the sheriff's ever shifted from that spot.
No,
he's just sitting there booking people. This time he's got a car. It was a sport bike before. This time he's got a car. It is a 30 mile, 54 kilometres an hour roughly zone, and he just sits there, and might be a Sunday and it might be Memorial Weekend, but he's helping Uncle Sam. What the fines are, depends on how many miles per hour they are over the speed limit, but probably getting $225 a pop off them and a couple of points, depends on which state they're in. There's the photographers again going the other way, 129.com. So the sheriff's making a good little killing there today. Now we're coming up to a 15 mile per hour. It's only about 90 degree, but it's fairly sharp radius corner, and then it goes straight into a 90 degrees the other way. If you come out here and you haven't got your bike, you can hire, I think they're Slingshots from memory. And there was a couple of little bikes there that had Deals Gap Resort on them too. I think maybe hire bikes. best thing is bring your own bike. You know your own bike. Hopefully it's in good nick. Oh, here's one of those spider things you can hire. I'm not sure whether you drive them yourself or they drive them, probably both if the truth's known. Plenty of Camaros out today, including some classic ones with a great sound from their V8. There he is, he's taken our photograph again, so we gave him a little wave. This day and age it's all digital, so it doesn't matter. Miles, we're at Milepeg 6.5. So it's not a long ride, but it's certainly a good technical ride. When I say technical, because it's slow speed, 54 kilometres an hour, 30 miles an hour, as those of you who are realistic about riding your motorcycle realise, it's hard to control a motorcycle at slow speed than at high speed. So it's good to learn balance and just let the bike flow with your body. Let your body flow with the bike. Should be as one. Should, like this corner coming up here, no perceptible change or anything. Just ease the bike into the corner, think it through, and you're already looking up at the next corner where orange Jeep has just come around. Remember, if you look into the corner, you're likely to hit the tree right in the middle of the corner. This next corner here, I already worked out, we're looking where we come out at the corner. It's straight, set up right, you know where the wheels of the bike are, and you just go around in the middle of the black stuff, tarmac, asphalt, pavement, bitumen, depends which country you live in. Good part of this too is when you set it up, there's no potholes that are going to pop up in the last minute. You know it's all good hot mix. There's no rubbish, no trees, no gravel on the road, so you don't have to worry about the road, the wheels coming off halfway around the corner. You know they're not, so you already look like this corner, you're looking right around the corner in case someone's got on the wrong side of the road. And also what you're going to do as far as leaning the bike. It's no good keeping it leaning into the left when you've got a right-hand corner. So we watch this man on the Ducati there, and a BMW behind him. Just tipped into the corner beautifully, and then they were looking at where the exit was. I remind you that it's a 30 mile per hour speed limit, and like we said, every time we come up or down, the sheriff has been there nabbing someone. So they're quite serious about keeping the speed limit down. Sitting there when we came up.
And the bloke's up there sitting in a hammock. Sitting in a hammock.
So obviously he's come up here to have a rest. I can see I was watching the road.
He's got a hammock up there. I think he might be taking photos out of the hammock. I'm not sure. I think he was taking photos. But he's in a hammock.
Yeah, so we think car 78, the gentleman was in a hammock there taking photos, relaxing on the job. Either taking them for a magazine or taking them for himself, or didn't have a commercial ad up, so it's unlikely he's taking them for a commercial site, because if you're riding along the road here, you've only got those few seconds to imprint on your brain 129.com or killjoy.com. Quite a few Ducatis out this morning now. Like, see down here, we can see, we know who the photographer is before we come in the corner, killboy.com, so we know where to look if we want to have a look at our proofs. Whereas if someone's lying in a hammock somewhere, I've got no idea who or what they were, so we don't bother going to look. just remember though, if you are, don't be too smart and give a thumbs up or something like that and look at the photographer. Oh, we've got a big line, someone showing off there, standing up. Because what you probably do is end up running off the road if you start doing smart things like that. Now it looks pretty corny on the photograph anyhow. You've got the bike leaned over and you're sort of making various finger gestures, things like that. All it's saying is you're not really in control of the bike, and that's when you're likely to have an accident. And on bitumen, accidents hurt. They hurt you and they hurt your wallet. They probably hurt your insurance premium too. It's not much fun making a phone call. I'm halfway along Deals Gap. I need a tow. It's rather expensive out here. BMW, there's someone there trying to show off on a slingshot. Probably never driven one in their life before. A couple of tourists taking a sport bike. Quad bikes, not quad bikes, try again. Trikes, a couple of trikes there. Mixed in. Lovely river on our right hand side. Nothing but curves, but that's what it is. 311 curves, 308 curves in 11 mile. Of course, if you do it, don't forget to buy your badge that says I rode my bike in 2024, and if you rode it in 2019, have a look through. They have the other badges, and they're actually on special for $1 each plus tax. So if you missed doing it the first time, you can pick up a badge that says over a year, if you're lucky, for $1 against $3.99 plus tax. So it's a bargain. If you come back the second time and you haven't bought a badge the first time, you get it for $1, 4 quarters. And if you're lucky enough, $2 half dollars, or a $1 bill, or if you want to and you've been to the bank, a $1 coin. Mazda there with a sipped up exhaust pipe on it. MX-6 no doubt. Always remember looking at rear vision mirrors. There's always someone likely to be behind you. Better to move over and let them go past. If you're going at a pace you're comfortable with, let them go past and give you a bit of free air. After all, we're not all Anne Hutchisons or Guy Martins. John McGuinness's. Going back a bit in time, people like Stuart Vann, Joey Dunlop, all of which rode road racing bikes on real roads, not GP circuits. Giacomo Agostini, no name that comes to mind, famous for winning world championships on both Italian MV Augustas and Japanese Yamahas. There's not a lot of people that can make the change from 4-stroke to 2-stroke. You have people like Casey Stoner, the Australian, who won for Honda and then hopped onto a Ducati, but they were both 4-strokes. But Giacomo Agostini rode 3-cylinder MV Augustas, and then he jumped onto 4-cylinder 2-stroke Yamahas, TZs, and was able to dominate the races there likewise. These are all people who have had a lot of experience on road bikes. Before they went racing. And even the best ones like one we just mentioned, Casey Stoner from Australia, grew up on dirt bikes, and there's a number of Australians that made it both on the American scene and the world scene that started their careers on dirt bikes, and they really amazed the rest of the world when they started to slide their big road racing bikes, their Moriwaki Kawasaki's and things like that, around the tracks in a sit up and beg style, when the other ones were crouched over, leaning around the corners. They just didn't know what to do with these crazy Aussies that came across and hit circuits over here and started to slide around like they were doing speedway or asphalt racing that they do in Japan. There's something to it. You haven't had the opportunity, look up asphalt racing in Japan, branch of motorcycle racing that hasn't really caught on anywhere in the world apart from Japan, where it's really big and really big in betting. Very interesting code. It's a little bit like the Baggers have taken the American scene by storm lately. And of course, big shout out to Troy Heffos from Coffs Harbour in New South Wales. Local boy, grew up in Coffs Harbour. Now he's dominating the Bagger series at places like Charlotte and all the big tracks in America, riding for Indian, riding the Indian Challenger and keeping up with all the big names, and in fact beating a lot of big names. And this is only his first season, 2024 in America. Former, or still current Australian Superbike champion. Now we just caught up with the BMW club there. Nice little 2002 at the end there. Most of the other ones were M3s, 318s, but nice little 2002 at the end there. They're sort of people that Sheriff would love, because he could get lots of them in one go there, all exceeding the 30 mile per hour speed limit. He's probably listening to exhaust. See, there's one just went past us there now, BMW. He's doing the right thing, probably in the same club and everything. But he's doing the right thing. So it's a good opportunity as we're towards the end, at the tail of the dragon going up, to leave some comments. Don't forget, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. It's one of the few channels that bring you exciting motorcycle news and events from around the world on a regular basis. This one trip here, we're not really sure yet because we haven't finished it, but we've still got probably 13,000 kilometres to go, and we've done probably 23, 25, maybe more, 1,000 kilometres already. We've had the opportunity to drop into the Isle of Man, the British Motorcycle Museum, Sammy Miller's Museum. We went to the Staffordshire Classic Bike Show, one of the best motorcycle shows in the world. Just to mention a few things, and now we're doing top rides in America, and we'll be crossing right across America, bringing you some of the top rides. We've mainly concentrated on the northeast and the eastern side of the states at this stage, but we'll be crossing right across to the west coast, duck up to Canada in time for the opening of the spring riding season up there. In fact, I think the first Saturday up there is an open day at one of the big dealerships up there. Got an invitation to it, but unfortunately I can't take it up. Power Sports in southeast at Calgary from memory, having an open day. We'll see what we're doing. We might still go along to say hello to some of the people who accumulate it as friends up there. We might even take you to an A&W bike show on a Thursday up there, because they're usually interesting, and being the beginning of the riding season, people have bought it. Will normally bring out a lot of projects and things they've been working on in the winter time, and take the opportunity to get the bike out and do something. So if you subscribe to the Occasional Motorcycle series, there's always something there of interest. And then when we're in Australia this year, we'll take you to a Velocette rally. The Australian Velocette rally in Queensland is this year in the Gold Coast hinterland. I've already made arrangements to go there, and that's what happens when you go too fast. You squirrel the tyres. It's not necessarily a sign of being a good driver, the fact that you squirrel the tyres. Now, there's a pair on a Ducati having a lovely time without breaking the law, without doing anything silly, and I bet the female pillion passenger there is thoroughly enjoying it, rather than trying to hang on. And now we're going North Carolina, so we're out of Tennessee and we're into North Carolina, which means that very, very shortly we're going to be, unfortunately, at the end of the tail of the dragon. But there is another road with 120 bends, so we'll just see what happens there. But like I said, don't forget to, super low there, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We don't only do occasional motorbike series, there's lots of interesting things you can find on the channel. There's probably close on 1,000 videos out there, YouTube clips. You can also go to www.offexploring.com and look for blogger RG500, as in Suzuki Square 4 RG500, and read some of the books there. I think there's about 1,700 pages of stories about mainly riding motorbikes around the world. 5,500 photographs there to look at as we come into Durrells Gap, and we're going to call in to this time to the souvenir shop on this side of the road. So thank you for watching. Don't forget, thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and most importantly, leave some comments about what you have done as far as motorbikes and riding, even if you don't ride. Now, you might tell us the history you've had when you've been a former motorbike rider or something like that. So we'll just try and find a park here somewhere. There we are, we'll get a park here, and thank you for watching.